Well, I find it very important to not kind of preach in songs. I feel more that I'm just going to lay a story out on the table, but I don't want to say this is what it means and this is what you should think about it. I just want everyone to go, oh, I took that from it. And you know what? Some people have had, you know, a weird day where their bike has been stolen and they're like, oh, that reminded me of that. So, you know, I always want to leave that open as well. I just feel like people should read into songs however they want. And I find it really interesting when people come up to me and go, I know exactly what that song is about. And they tell me, and I'm like, it wasn't, but I'm really pleased that you went with that. That's
Can you give one example of one story that somebody interpreted it and struck you?
Well, I have another song called Mole, which is like it's a real ballad. And it's basically about me just wanting to kind of bury myself in the ground and be a bit, you know, just to have time to myself, and that I wish I was a little bit more confident and things like this. And this is, I wrote really early on in my career, and someone came up and goes, I know exactly what that's about. That's about when, you know, when it's the end of a relationship and you don't want to see the person anymore. And it was kind of similar, but at the same time it wasn't. And then he said that it reminded him, sorry, I've got lots of things flying around, of something that he had just been through, and they'd really kind of helped him, which was really amazing, because although that's not what I wrote the song about, the fact that he took that from it is really special for me. So
yeah, it'll be that song about that for him.
Yeah, exactly. And I find for myself, like, some of my lyrics are not that set in what they're about. They're kind of, you know, sometimes they are just words. I definitely have a few songs where I haven't really thought them out too much. I just sang them and went, they sound nice. And then I'll be singing them live a year later and I'm like, oh, I've got what that's about. You know, I suddenly click, and then you know, and each time I sing it, I kind of have a new thing that, like, compared to what's been happening that week, suddenly my song is about something else. So for me, it's always changing as well. The meanings are always changing.
But can you tell us most of the time, or sometimes, when she has an idea where it comes from? Because you, or is it hard for you?
It's for me. I kind of read a lot of the lyrics feel like they're not stream of conscious, but there is that sense of a story where you don't quite know everything that's going on. It reminds me of people like Nick Cave, when, you know, he what Gabby has. And in Mole, as an example, like, is a beautiful turn of phrase. So she'll have a line in the he said, she said relationship folder, and you just immediately, I was just like, whoa. I mean, who looks at relationships and kind of it immediately puts them in this kind of filing cabinet, and you're kind of looking back through your old arguments, and I start reading into it. Just from that one line, I just put together this whole image of what's going on. I think that's what it's like. It's like she tells stories through series of images and pictures and settings.
Imagery is really important to me, actually. That's a good point.
And leaves you plenty of space for you to fill in the gaps and just kind of go along with it.
That's exactly what I wanted you to say. No, yeah, that's really true, because for me, a lot of my inspiration has come from visual things. A lot of movies, you know, artwork and things that I've seen have really kind of captured a song for me. So I always want to kind of pass that on as much as possible. So wherever people say, oh, I get real visual references from your songs, that's when I feel like I did my work well.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.